My name is Sasha Nikolovsky, and I will do the presentation about our possible buying different kind of light bulbs. But when we're already talking about light bulbs, I would like to ask you a question. How many efficiency experts does it take to change the light bulb? Would anybody know the answer? Well, the answer is none. The efficiency experts are changing only the dark bulbs. Well, I hope we won't be like those efficiency experts. We won't wait for bulbs to go dark. Before that, we will try to replace them with much more energy efficient. And as we have discussed last week, the LED light bulbs would be a good option. So I was given a task and responsibility, as well as it was my pleasure, to do a little research on the light bulbs that we might buy. This report will focus on a present problem. We will see what the possible solutions are to those problems, and evaluating the possible solutions, I will do a recommendation on one of those. Please, next slide. Okay, can I have a slide one back, please? Well, what is our present problem? Those incandescent light bulbs that we have are energy inefficient. It has been established on our meeting of last week that about 70% of our energy expenditures are going to electricity, to light bulbs. And that is a pretty high percentage. Well, another issue is phasing out of incandescent light bulbs. United States Congress has brought a bill which will make mandatory to change the incandescent light bulbs by the year 2012. So our corporation needs to do a change, better sooner than later. Okay, next slide, please. The possible solution to this problem would be either a compact fluorescent light, which we have decided that's not a best option because it's phasing out itself as well. The technology is now good. Well, our focus of this report was the LED light bulbs, which are LED is light emitting diode. That's a technology that has been used for quite a long time in industry, but never on the scale that it's used for lighting. It was mostly for instrumental panels. Well, what is the advantage of using the LED light? First of all, there is no harmful mercury or any gases that are being produced by other types of light bulbs. Also, their lifetime span is up to 20 years, which is about 20 times more than the incandescent light bulb. And also, another advantage is that they do not emit the ultraviolet light, which is damaging to our skin. On the other side, we have a disadvantage that those light bulbs are much more expensive than incandescent light bulbs, but with longer lifespan and more energy efficiency, they will pay off. Next slide, please. In order to select one of the 5 LED light bulbs, I have prepared here criteria on which I based my selection. And the lifespan criteria says that at least 50,000 hours should be required for every light bulb to achieve. Another is lumens. Lumen is the unit of illumination, and in our offices we need the light bulbs which are about in the range of 300 to 500 lumens. Also, another criteria is power expenditure expressed in watts, and my criteria was that the maximum of 10 watts per light bulb. And also the cost. Cost is always a factor in deciding, but not always choosing the least expensive. My criteria in cost was to choose which light bulb will give us the most ratio, the biggest ratio of energy expenditure versus illumination. Here is a table that you can see that I have 5 different light bulbs, and those 4 criteria are expressed there. On this table we can see very clearly that each of those have a lifespan that we require for our criteria, which is good. Then the next criterion in lumens is that Evolux SH gives too much illumination that is not required in our offices. It's actually too much. So that criteria is not being established by this light bulb. Also, Designolux model doesn't give us enough illumination, so those two are not really an option regarding the illumination criteria. Power expenditure, you can see Evolux gives 13 watts of power output, which is more than 10, and the others are under 10 watts. And price here, as you can see, is much more than incandescent lights. They are very expensive, as I said. So based on all these criteria and the evaluation, I have concluded that Zetalux warm white would be the best option to choose because it has all the features that we required from my criteria. Yes, price is 42% more than the least expensive, but it gives over 233% more illumination than the one which is much less expensive. So I recommend to you that we choose Zetalux warm white model. Well, at the end I would like to ask you if you have any questions. I would be more than glad to answer. No questions? Okay, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present this. Thank you.